Hey everyone, and welcome to a deep dive into Grotta della Lea.
Ooh, I am excited for this one.
Yeah, you sent over a really cool paper about this newly excavated cave site in Italy.
Right.
And it's packed with so much good stuff.
It is.
Maps and illustrations and all this analysis.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, this cave is like a time capsule,
Yes.
revealing not just one,
Okay.
but two totally distinct periods of human history,
I love that stuff.
thousands of years apart.
That's amazing.
So to set the stage for everyone,
Yeah.
where exactly is Grotta della Lea?
So Grotta della Lea, it's in Uluzzo Bay in southern Italy.
Okay.
And this is a region that is already just like chock full of important Paleolithic sites.
Oh, wow. So we're already talking about a place that's like a hot spot for archaeology.
Oh, yeah. This area is incredible. And to top it off, Grotta della Lea is practically right next door.
Oh, wow.
To the famous Grotta da Cavallo,
Right.
where some of the oldest Homo sapiens fossils in Europe were found.
So this is like prime real estate for archaeological discoveries.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And here's the thing that's really amazing about this cave in particular.
Okay.
It was completely untouched
What?
before the recent excavation.
Wow.
That means the team got to go in
Oh, my God.
and use all the latest techniques right from the start
That's incredible.
and get this like pristine
Wow.
view of the past.
So they didn't have to deal with like any kind of
Exactly.
contamination or anything like that?
No disturbances.
Wow.
No, maybe someone had dug a hole in the wrong spot
Right.
100 years ago.
Right.
Like a nice clean slate.
Oh, that's incredible.
That's what archaeologists dream of.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's almost like they gotta like peel back layers of time.
Yes. Think of it.
Yeah.
Like carefully peeling back layers of time.
Okay, yeah.
So in the upper layer,
Okay.
they found artifacts that date back to the Copper and Bronze Ages.
Okay.
Talking pottery.
Yeah.
A green stone axe. Even the remains of domesticated animals.
Oh, this is...
Signs of a community.
Yeah.
A more recent,
Right.
but still ancient community.
Yeah, but still ancient.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, it just makes you think about the people who live there,
Oh, yeah?
crafting their tools and trading and just like going about their daily lives.
You can almost picture them, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's fascinating.
Now, what I'm really curious about is that deeper, older layer you mentioned.
Ah, yeah.
The one that goes all the way back to the Early Epigravettian period.
Precisely.
So we're talking about
About 20,000 years ago?
20,000 years ago?
Yeah, give or take.
I mean, how did the archaeologists even figure out
Good question.
how old that layer was?
So they used radiocarbon dating
Okay.
on charcoal samples
Mm-hmm.
and bone samples.
Okay.
And they were incredibly meticulous with their excavation.
Gotcha.
They analyzed the cave in this, like, grid pattern
Oh, wow.
and studied every 5 centimeters of sediment.
Oh, my.
So, like, every little bit
Yeah.
was carefully analyzed and documented.
So that level of detail, that's what gives them the confidence to actually
Exactly.
to date those layers and like understand
Yes.
what happened when.
Exactly. They're not just, like, digging a big hole
Right.
and hoping for the best.
Yeah.
It's incredibly precise.
It's amazing how archaeology combines that like meticulous field work with like all the high-tech analysis.
They have a beautiful blend of old school techniques
Yeah.
and cutting edge science.
So what did they actually find
Yeah.
in this early Epigravettian layer?
Well, the tools are the real stars here.
Okay.
We're talking bladelets,
Okay.
backed blades,
Mm-hmm.
and these really intriguing shouldered tools.
Shoulder tools.
Yeah, they're also known as crayons.
Crayons.
Yeah.
Okay.
So imagine like a small, carefully shaped piece of stone,
Okay.
almost triangular,
Uh-huh.
with this kind of shoulder
Okay.
that allows it to be held comfortably and securely.
Oh, so it's like ergonomics.
Exactly.
Wow, even back then.
Oh, yeah, they knew what they were doing.
That's fascinating.
And it's thought that they used these tools for a variety of tasks.
Okay.
Maybe scraping hides,
Okay.
preparing food,
Yeah.
working with wood.
So it's like their prehistoric equivalent of like a multi-tool.
I like that.
It's incredible to think about the skill and knowledge it must have taken
Oh, yeah.
to create these tools, let alone use them.
Right. Especially
Yeah.
given, the challenges of their environment.
I mean, did they just use whatever materials they could find nearby or?
Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
A lot of the tools,
Yeah.
including those shoulder tools,
Okay.
they were crafted from high-quality chert,
Okay.
which is a type of rock
Uh-huh.
that's not naturally found near the cave.
So they weren't just like, oh, there's a rock, I'll make a tool.
Not at all.
Oh, wow.
This suggests that they were traveling
What?
Possibly for miles.
Oh my God.
To source the best materials.
So we're not just talking about people like surviving in this like limited area.
Right.
These people were going out.
People on the move?
And like actively seeking
had a plan.
The best resources.
Exactly.
That's incredible.
It implies trade,
right,
communication,
right,
interaction with other groups.
It's like a prehistoric supply chain.
I love that.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it really changes the picture of how these people lived.
Wow.
And don't forget, they found all these broken tool tips.
Oh, yeah.
Scattered throughout the layer.
So like little bits and pieces.
Yeah, like little hints.
Yeah.
Of how these tools were actually used.
Wow. So they can tell, like, oh, this was probably used for this.
Well, they can see the wear patterns. They can analyze the breaks.
Yeah.
And try to figure out what kinds of forces might have broken them.
That's amazing.
It's like a glimpse into their daily lives and their ingenuity in adapting to their environment.
It's like a puzzle, and they're just putting all these little pieces together.
Exactly.
So we've got tool making, we've got resourcefulness, possible long-distance travel.
Absolutely.
What about their diet?
Oh, good question.
Yeah.
I'm glad you asked that.
Yeah, were there any clues about what these people were eating?
Oh, absolutely. The animal bones found in the cave, they paint a really vivid picture of their diet.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So there's a mix of large and medium-sized animal bones, including horses and large bovids.
Bovids?
Yeah. Think ancient cattle.
Okay, wow.
So this suggests that they were hunting on open grasslands.
Okay.
Using their skills and those carefully crafted tools to bring down these impressive animals.
I mean, that must have taken some serious skill and coordination.
Oh, absolutely.
To hunt something that large.
It's not easy.
Yeah.
You know, to hunt an animal that big.
Especially back then.
Yeah. Right. Especially back then.
Wow.
Yeah.
So were they like solely focused on hunting these like large grazing animals, or was there...
Well, they also found bones from red deer.
Oh, okay.
Which typically inhabit woodland areas.
So it wasn't just like one type of terrain.
It tells us that the landscape back then was this diverse mosaic of habitats.
Wow.
And these early humans were adaptable enough to hunt in a variety of environments.
Wow.
They weren't limited to one type of terrain.
So they were flexible.
Exactly.
And strategic hunters, able to like make use of whatever the landscape provided.
That's the key.
Wow. But how do we know for sure that they were actually like hunting and butchering these animals?
Ah, that's a great question.
Yeah, like could these bones have just like ended up in the cave naturally?
You're thinking like maybe an animal died?
Right.
And just kind of fell in there?
Yeah, or something.
So here's the thing.
Yeah.
The bones themselves, they hold the key.
Oh.
Yeah. They found cut marks and percussion marks.
On the bones.
On the bones.
Oh.
And these aren't just accidental marks.
Okay.
These clearly indicate that these humans were processing these animals for food.
Wow.
So the bones are like direct evidence of their hunting and dietary practices.
It's amazing what they can learn just from like a little scratch on a bone.
I know, it's incredible, right?
Ow. Yeah.
So we've got skilled tool makers, adaptable hunters.
Absolutely.
Evidence of travel for resources.
It's impressive.
What other insights did they glean from this early Epigravettian layer?
You know, it's funny because archaeology is full of surprises.
Right.
And this layer, it definitely had a few surprises in store for them.
Oh, really? Like what?
Well, remember how we talked about radiocarbon dating being so precise?
Yeah, it's like the gold standard.
It's fantastic, but sometimes it throws us a curveball.
Okay.
And that's kind of what happened here.
Yeah, when they dated different areas within that early Epigravettian layer, they got a range of dates.
Okay.
Some unexpectedly older than others.
Oh, wait. See, different parts of the same layer had different ages.
Yeah.
That seems counterintuitive.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Makes you scratch your head a little bit.
Yeah, like how could that even happen?
So that's the big question.
Right.
Right. One possibility is that the humans themselves actually modified the cave floor.
What?
Yeah.
So they were like messing with the archaeology.
Well, maybe not intentionally.
Okay.
But, you know, maybe they were digging.
Right.
Maybe they were mixing older materials into a layer that formed later.
Okay.
It's like finding an old family photo.
Right.
Tucked into a newer photo album.
Oh, that's a great analogy.
It makes you wonder about the true order of events.
Yeah, it really highlights how archaeology isn't always like
Right.
a simple linear story.
Right. There can be twists and turns that challenge our assumptions.
Absolutely. So what are some other possible explanations for like these dating discrepancies?
Well, natural processes could also play a role. Think about things like animal burrowing or water seepage. These things can shift sediments and mix up materials from different periods.
So it's like nature's way of like shuffling the archaeological records.
Like shuffling a deck of cards. It's not always neat and tidy.
So it's like a detective story.
It is.
Right. Piecing together clues from the past, trying to figure out what really happened.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, what does this tell us about like the challenges of interpreting?
It reminds us that we need to be cautious about making assumptions.
Right.
We need to consider all the possibilities, both natural and human-induced, when we're interpreting the data. And sometimes we just have to accept that there might be gaps in our understanding mysteries. That we may never fully solve.
Oh, I love that.
It keeps things interesting, right?
Yeah, it does. I mean, that sense of mystery is part of what makes archaeology
absolutely
so fascinating.
It's a reminder that the past is full of surprises.
Speaking of the early Epigravettian, you mentioned it's a crucial period.
It is.
For understanding human history. Why is that?
So the early Epigravettian, it was a time of immense change. Okay, we're talking about the tail end of the last glacial period.
Wow.
A time of fluctuating temperatures and shifting landscapes.
Farms like glaciers. And
vast glaciers covering parts of Europe.
Wow.
Herds of animals migrating in search of food.
Right.
And these small bands of humans adapting to this dynamic and sometimes unforgiving environment.
Yeah. It must have been an incredibly challenging time.
It was. Yeah. It was no walk in the park.
Right. But what's amazing is that they didn't just survive.
Right.
They thrived.
They did.
Right. We're seeing.
They found a way.
Yeah. We're seeing advancements in their tools, their hunting strategies.
Absolutely.
And even hints of something more.
Oh, yes.
Like something beyond just survival.
Beyond just the basics.
Yeah.
You're right.
What do you mean?
There's this fascinating emergence of early art and symbolism during this period.
During the early Epigravettian.
Yes, we're finding evidence from various sites across Europe that suggests they were engaging in activities that went beyond the purely practical.
So they weren't just focused on like...
Not just food and shelter.
Food and shelter.
There was something more.
So what kind of evidence are we talking about here?
Okay, so while we haven't found cave paintings at Grotta della Lea, yet other early Epigravettian sites across Europe have yielded stunning examples of cave art.
Wow.
Even at Grotta della Lea. They found personal ornaments.
Oh, wow.
They found patterns engraved on tools and bones.
No way.
And even small figurines.
Get out.
Yeah.
So they were like little artists.
It seems so.
Wow, that's incredible.
Oh, amazing, right?
Yeah.
And these artifacts, they offer a glimpse into this world of beliefs and rituals that we're only beginning to understand.
Wow. So these weren't just people focused on the day-to-day struggle for survival.
There was more to their lives.
They were expressing themselves creatively, engaging with something bigger than themselves.
It's a profound thought, isn't it?
It is. I mean, what does that tell us about their cognitive abilities?
Well, it suggests a capacity for abstract thought, a sense of aesthetics, and perhaps even a desire to connect with something spiritual or symbolic. They were crafting meaning and expressing themselves
through these objects,
through these creations. It adds a whole new dimension to our understanding of these early humans.
It's incredible to think that these like expressions of creativity were emerging during such a challenging period.
I know.
Like the late Ice Age.
Yeah.
It really speaks volumes about their resilience and their ability to find meaning and beauty.
Absolutely.
Even in the face of hardship.
Yeah. They weren't just focused on surviving.
Right.
They were finding ways to thrive.
Wow.
The early Epigravettian, it showcases the remarkable adaptability and ingenuity.
And early humans.
Yeah. And with each new discovery, each new site, we excavate.
Yeah.
We gain a deeper appreciation
for their story.
For their story.
It's like we're assembling this giant puzzle.
It is like a puzzle.
And Grotta della Lea is adding some crucial pieces.
Crucial pieces, yeah.
Now, you mentioned earlier that the team behind this excavation was quite diverse.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what were some of the unique perspectives?
Okay, so this wasn't just a group of archaeologists digging in the dirt.
Okay.
They had geologists.
Oh, really?
To understand the cave's formation and history.
Oh, that's cool.
They had zooarchaeologists to analyze the animal bones.
Right.
Even had physicists.
Right. Get out.
Yeah.
Wow.
Specializing in radiocarbon dating.
To help with, like, the dating of the layers.
Exactly.
Wow.
It was a truly multidisciplinary approach.
So it's like a real-life archaeological dream team.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's fascinating how many different fields of expertise actually contribute to unraveling the past.
I love that.
It takes a village.
It does.
To understand the past.
So it's not just about, like, digging up artifacts.
No.
It's about analyzing them, interpreting them,
yes,
placing them within a broader context.
That's the key.
What I love about archaeology is that it's not just about the past. It's about understanding who we are today and how we got here.
You've hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
The more we learn about our past, the more we learn about ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely.
The story of these early humans, their struggles, their ingenuity,
their creativity, it's all part of our
shared
human heritage.
Or shared human heritage.
Wow. Speaking of shared heritage.
Yes.
I would love to hear what our listener thinks about all of this.
Me too.
What questions has this exploration of Grotta della Lea sparked for you?
I'm eager to hear your thoughts.
We'll be back in a moment to dive into your thoughts.
Sounds good.
And continue our deep dive into Grotta della Lea.
I'm ready.
Welcome back, and I hope you had a chance to really think about everything we've been discussing about Grotta della Lea.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I'm really interested to hear what stood out to you the most from all of this so far.
Well, you know, we were talking about those really intriguing hints of early art and symbolism that they found in the early Epigravettian layer. Things like the engraved patterns on tools and those little figurines. It really makes me wonder about the role that art and symbolism played in their lives.
It's a question that has captivated archaeologists for centuries.
Yeah.
You know, what did these creations mean to the people who made them?
Yeah.
Were they purely decorative?
Okay.
Or did they hold a deeper symbolic or spiritual significance?
It's almost like we're trying to decode a message from the past.
It is like a puzzle.
Yeah.
Yeah, try to piece together their thoughts and beliefs.
So what do you think we can learn from those artifacts about their worldview?
It's difficult to say for certain.
Okay.
But we can look for patterns. And make educated guesses based on what we see across different sites and cultures.
Gotcha.
For instance, certain symbols like animal motifs or geometric patterns, they appear repeatedly in early Epigravettian art.
So like recurring themes.
Exactly, recurring themes. And that suggests that they might have held shared meanings or served a common purpose within those communities.
So it's like they were communicating with each other across time and space, using these symbols to convey.
It's a beautiful thought.
Yeah.
A visual language.
I love
connecting them all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think we'll ever be able to fully decipher?
That's the million-dollar question.
Right.
It's a challenge.
Yeah.
But with each new discovery,
we
get a little bit closer to understanding the world through their eyes.
Yeah. And one thing that's really helped, I think, is the study of ethnography.
Oh, absolutely.
So looking at how contemporary indigenous cultures use symbols and art to express themselves and connect with their history.
It's like a window into the past. By studying living cultures, we can gain insights into how ancient people might have used symbols and rituals.
So it's like a bridge between the present.
A bridge.
And the distant past.
It's fascinating, isn't it?
It is. I mean, I find it so fascinating that even in those like really harsh conditions of the late Ice Age, that they had the capacity.
They did.
And the desire to create these meaningful objects.
It speaks to something fundamental about being human. Our need to find meaning. To express ourselves.
To connect.
And to connect with something beyond our immediate physical needs.
So it's more than just survival.
More than just survival. Even when faced with these incredible challenges. They found ways to create beauty and express their understanding of the world.
It's a really powerful reminder.
It is.
That art and symbolism have always been such an integral part of the human experience.
A part of who we are.
Yeah. And thinking about Grotta della Lea and those two distinct layers of history, it makes you wonder about all the stories that those layers could tell.
Yeah.
If those cave walls could talk,
right,
what tales would they whisper?
It sparks the imagination.
It does.
Doesn't it? Imagine the echoes of laughter, the murmur of conversations, the rituals and ceremonies that unfolded within those cave walls.
Over thousands of years.
Over thousands of years.
It's humbling to think that we're just the latest chapter.
The latest chapter.
Yeah.
In that long and ongoing story.
Wow. As we wrap up our deep dive.
Yes.
I want to thank you for sharing this incredible journey.
The pleasure is all mine.
With us.
I always enjoy these conversations.
Yeah, me too.
And exploring the past and uncovering these stories that connect us to those who came before us.
Absolutely. And a huge thanks to you, our listener,
yes,
for joining us on this deep dive into Grotta della Lea.
Thank you for listening.
We hope you've gained a new appreciation for the ingenuity, the resilience,
creativity,
and the creativity of those early humans who called this cave home.
Keep exploring.
Keep questioning.
Keep questioning and keep the spirit of discovery alive.
Absolutely.
Welcome back to the show. And now it's time to really dig into what you, the listener, are thinking about Grotta della Lea.
Yeah, I'm excited to hear your thoughts and any questions you might have.
So as we've been talking about this site, there's one thing that's really been sticking with me, and that's those hints of early art and symbolism that you mentioned.
Oh, yeah, from that early Epigravettian layer.
Yeah, exactly. You know, the engraved patterns on tools, those small figurines.
It's fascinating stuff.
It is, and it makes me wonder about the meaning behind it all, right? Like, what was the role of art and symbolism in the lives of these early humans?
Yeah, were they just doodling, or were these creations imbued with deeper meaning?
That's a question archaeologists have been grappling with for ages.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Trying to figure out if it was purely decorative or if there was a spiritual significance.
It's like we're trying to crack a code, a message from the past.
Exactly. That's like a puzzle.
Yeah.
And every little artifact is a clue.
So what do you think we can glean from those artifacts about their worldview?
It's tough to say for sure.
Yeah.
But we can look for patterns in the archaeological record.
Okay.
See if certain symbols pop up across different sites and cultures.
Like common threads.
Exactly, like a visual language that connected these communities.
I love that idea. Visual language spanning time and space.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible.
It is. Do you think we'll ever be able to fully understand their meaning?
It's definitely a challenge.
Yeah.
But every new discovery brings us a little closer.
Right.
And studying contemporary indigenous cultures has been really insightful.
Oh, how so?
Well, by looking at how they use symbols in art, we can get a glimpse into how ancient people might have thought.
So it's like a bridge between the past and the present.
Exactly. A way to connect with those who came before us.
It's amazing to think that even in those harsh Ice Age conditions, they still had this urge to create.
It really does speak to something fundamental about humanity.
Like what?
That need to find meaning, to express ourselves, to connect with something beyond our immediate needs.
So it's more than just survival, it's about thriving.
Absolutely. It's about making sense of the world around us.
And leaving our mark.
Exactly. And that brings us back to Grotta della Lea and those two distinct layers of history, each telling its own unique story.
It's incredible to think about the echoes of life that must resonate within those cave walls.
Thousands of years of human activity, all layered on top of each other.
Wow. As we wrap up this deep dive into Grotta della Lea, I want to thank you for guiding us through this incredible journey.
It's been my pleasure. I always enjoy exploring these fascinating corners of the past.
And to our listeners, thank you for joining us. We hope you've enjoyed this exploration of Grotta della Lea and the glimpse it offers into the lives of our ancient ancestors.
Until next time, keep exploring and keep those questions coming.
And remember, the past is always waiting to be discovered.